Today I'm going to show you how to make kulfi. I find quite a few of the Indian desserts to be a bit sweet for my liking, but I do love homemade ice cream, and this Indian treat is one of my all-time favourites. It's a very simple recipe. First of all, half a teaspoon of corn flour in a cup with about 2 tablespoons of milk. And then we stir that until it's mixed and smooth. Then what we need to do is measure out 200 millilitres of evaporated milk and 200 millilitres of condensed milk. I used the other half of the tin last week for ice cream, so that's what's left. And 200 millilitres of double cream, and I'm going to crush the seeds of 3 cardamom pods as well. So I'm going to pour in 200 millilitres of evaporated milk, and that goes in a pan, and then we set it over a heat, and that has to come to a boil, so that will take a few minutes. And while we're doing that, I'm going to split the cardamom pods and remove the seeds. We'll do this with all of them. Be very careful. Split it. And if you can, crush the seeds. I use a rolling pin for this, just to crush them. This will infuse the milks and the cream and give the kulfi its special flavour. That should be enough. And while the evaporated milk is heating, we'll pour 200 millilitres of double cream into this measuring cup, ready for the next stage. Give it a stir to stop sediment from forming, and then we're going to pour in the double cream, and we're also going to add the contents of this jar, which is 200 millilitres. This is the condensed milk. Jars make wonderful storage containers. And we're also going to add this corn flour mixture. And lastly, we're going to add the cardamom seeds. Don't worry if they're not totally crushed, because we're going to be blending the mixture once it's cooled slightly, before it goes in the container. So any particles can be blended in at a later stage. So we leave that probably a minute or two just to start to infuse. This has been heating for probably a couple of minutes. We're going to remove it now from the stove and let it cool slightly, just to allow the cardamom seeds to infuse all their wonderful fragrant flavour. This has been cooling for a few moments. I don't particularly want it to form a skin, so I'm just giving it another stir, and we're going to blend it with a blender. This is just a hand blender. You can use a food processor if you prefer. This is perfectly acceptable. If you didn't want to blend it, you could always just use cardamom pod instead of the seeds. Just cool it off. So I'm pouring the mixture into the container. Pour it in. And then we'll just blend it. Right, this is all smooth now. It's still fairly warm. Traditionally, Kulfi is a cone shape. You could use individual yoghurt pots to create that kind of cone shape. I'm going to use some of these. These I bought off eBay. They're 100 disposable lolly bags. And I'm going to pop in a funnel, and then I'm going to pour the mixture over a bowl through the funnel. You want it till it's maybe just over halfway, because you need enough space at the top in order to form a knot. And the bowl will catch any drips, which you can be very naughty and eat. So we do these one by one, and then when they're all done we can just pop them in the freezer. So once you've bagged or potted up all the Kulfi, you then place in the freezer for at least 6 hours, can be longer, and then just open it up and enjoy. So here we are then, my homemade Kulfi.